Welcome everyone, I am Tock Custom, and on this video we're going to go back and do a full how to sew for beginners tutorial. In fact, we're going to do a whole new series of videos for beginners. So if you've ever wanted to learn how to make your own custom jeans, or if you want to make jackets and hoodies from scratch, or custom bags with lots of embroideries, you're going to be able to do all of that with these videos. Now to start this series, we're going to use the Brother SE700. This is both a sewing and embroidery machine, so you're going to be able to do lots of things with a machine like this. Big thanks to Brother for sending me this machine and sponsoring this video. Now we just need to learn how to set up and thread this machine, so that's what we're here to do right now. All right, now the first thing we need to do is set up our foot pedal and power. So I'm going to plug this in and then turn this on with the switch right here. Now when it boots up, you'll see the Brother logo, and you can tap on it and you will see your stitch selection screen here. Now to thread our machine, there's two parts. So there's the lower thread or the bobbin thread, and then there's the top thread. So forgive me if you already know this, but every sewing machine uses two different threads that kind of interlock over and over, and that's how you end up with a chain of stitches. So first we're going to start with the bobbin thread. So I'm going to remove the cover to our bobbin right here. Now we're going to thread our bobbin first. So I'm going to take this little spool stopper here, and we're going to put a spool of blue thread on here. Hopefully blue shows up well on camera. Now most machines have little steps that help you learn how to thread your machine. So we're going to follow the dark numbers here. And what that looks like for me is we're going to take our thread and go under this metal tab and behind this white pin right here. And then we're going to kind of go around this thing and under this little tension wheel. Then we're going to bring the thread over here. Now I'm going to take my empty bobbin and we're going to put our thread kind of between the two fins and find one of these little holes and go out the top like that. Now I'm going to bring this over and kind of flip it upside down so that the thread is coming out the bottom, and we're going to put this on the bobbin winder pin right here. Now we're going to snap this over to the right, and that's going to tell the machine to wind the bobbin instead of make the needle go up and down. And with these newer machines, if you hold the thread down when you start, I'm going to push my foot pedal now. It's going to cut the thread and start winding the bobbin at the same time. Now this will take about 20 seconds or so. All right, and when it's done, you can just cut the thread. And now I'm just going to snap this to the left and pick it up. Also, I'm going to unthread this for now so we can get ready to do our top thread later. All right, now making sure the thread is kind of coming off counterclockwise, we're going to drop it in here and pull the thread, and it's going to kind of follow this groove here, and there's a little blade that will trim it just like that. Now we can put our cover back on, and the lower part of the machine is threaded. Now for the top of our machine, we're going to go through this same metal clamp and behind this white pin here. And then we're just going to go straight down this channel right here. Now as we come down the channel, we're going to find the number 3 and kind of go down and left and up. Forgive me if I'm blocking. And then we're going to go up around where it says 4, kind of around to the left of this metal hook in here, and then back down to where it says 5 here. Now, as we're coming down towards the needle, there's the number 6 with this little metal pin right here. So we want to hold our thread sideways and kind of tuck it over that piece of metal and then pull it straight down. So this machine has an excellent needle threader. So all we have to do is tuck it in this little metal groove and up behind where it says the number 7 there. And once that's in place, there's a lever on the left side of the machine. You lower, and then when you let go, it's going to create a loop of thread in the back of the needle, and we're going to pull the thread out of the back. So now the eye of our needle is threaded, and I'm going to tuck it in this groove of our presser foot and pull it out the back. And just in case you want to see what this looks like in real time, I'm going to thread my machine the way I normally do, just like this, and tuck it, and there's a little thread trimmer on the side of the machine right there. Pull down the lever, pull the loop out the back, and we are now threaded. So now the machine is completely threaded and ready for sewing. All right, now we're ready to do our first stitch. So I've got 2 cuts of this coffee fabric, and we're going to sew these together right sides together. So if you don't know this, this is the right side or the pretty side, and this is the wrong side or the back of the fabric. We're going to line these up together and put our raw edges on this little dash on our seam allowance plate. Now your first stitch should be about 1/2 inch onto the fabric, so I'm going to put my foot down slowly, and we're going to press this back stitch button, and it's a really good idea to back stitch the beginning and end of every seam that you do. So right now it's making little knots on this edge, and it's going to make it really strong. So anyway, now we're going to sew all the way across. And when we get to the other end, I'm gonna hold the backstitch button right here, and then let go and let it run right off the fabric. Now this machine has one of my favorite features ever, and that is the thread cutting button. So when we hit that, it's gonna cut the thread, we can lift up the presser foot, and now we don't have to use scissors at all. So there is our first stitch, and it looks excellent. Now just to give you guys a close-up, I'm gonna top stitch this. So I'm gonna kind of fold the inside seam over to the right, and we're gonna lay this flat, and I'm gonna top stitch this seam right here. So I'm gonna do my first few stitches, and then back stitch, and then let go, and we're gonna sew all the way across. And when I get to the end, we're gonna back stitch, and then let go, and go forward, trim our thread, pick this up, and we are all done with our first seam, and now it's top stitch, so it's gonna look good and be really strong. All right, folks, so we have done our first stitch. If you can do this, you're gonna be able to make all kinds of clothes and costumes and quilts and bags. Another big thanks to Brother for sponsoring this video. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.